the relationship between feminism, Christianity, and men. Let's explore that connection using Jesus as a model and Deborah Hirsch's book, Redeeming Sex. Michael Frost, in his book Longing for Love, takes his readers on a journey through Jesus' life, exploring both his masculine and feminine sides. He looks at the temptations of Christ as just one example where we see a deep security displayed by Jesus in his masculine identity, where he both resists and subverts the cultural norms of how men would ordinarily express themselves in a Middle Eastern context. In the first temptation, Jesus is goaded by the devil to turn stones into bread. This is a classic example, says Frost, where you might expect Jesus to abuse masculine power over objects for his own ends. Yet, he resists. Note here that it is feminism that helps us analyze the ways in which masculinity has been associated with power, dominance, and oppression over the course of human history, including currently in the US. The second temptation is all about displaying flashy type behavior. The devil challenges him to throw himself down from the highest point and order the angels to carry him to the ground. This exhibition would have certainly tapped right into the Jewish expectations of how the Messiah would appear, carried in by an angelic army. Yet again, Jesus resists this macho type performance. While certainly easy for him to do, it was not the image he wanted people to associate with the inauguration of his ministry. This is important as it is feminism who has helped us understand the ways in which masculinity and a male's expression of their gender becomes a performance that society can praise them for or ridicule them for. And Jesus chooses to subvert the way that he would be expected to express himself. In the third and final temptation, we see Jesus being enticed with supreme political power. The devil promises him dominion over all the kingdoms of the world with all their splendor. Frost notes, how classically masculine is it to hunger for universal control? For centuries, men have fought for political domination both nationally and internationally. Yet again, Jesus resists, refusing to bow down to Satan or shortcut his ministry in order to get instant results. Frost writes, Jesus refuses to allow his masculinity to be expressed in detrimental ways. Though decidedly masculine, though capable of controlling his environment, presenting himself dramatically and manipulating those around him for his own ends, Jesus refuses to express his sexuality in a negative way. It was his animus held in check by or perfectly balanced with his anima. Feminism at least wants to do two things, and that's be anti-sexist and deconstruct patriarchal norms and structures. And while I'm not telling everyone to accept mainstream feminism wholesale, not even feminists agree with everything that comes out of mainstream feminism, Jesus here does show himself to be, in some ways, anti-patriarchal. And you only need to look at how Jesus treats women compared to how his society treated women to see how anti-sexist he was. And this relates to men today because if we look to Jesus as our model of the truest human and how to express ourselves in the world, then men are going to express themselves and be in ways that ideally would look feminist. Even if you're not going to use that label, even if you're not going to agree with everything that comes out of it for theological reasons or something like that. But they should do that because that's what Jesus did. And looking to him for how we should be as men is going to help us become spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically healthier. That said, make sure to comment your thoughts, follow for more, and check up on the men in your life.